And good morning, Savannah and the Coastal Empire, and maybe even of the we'll talk about the low country. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report for Saturday, December 2nd, 2023, and it's Championship Saturday here at Coach's Corner. We got gazillion TVs. We got your championship game. Get out of here, 12 o'clock. Don't forget 4 o'clock. Georgia, Alabama. That's right here. Pick a screen. You're going to love it, and that's what it's all about. It's all about seeing what's going on and dealing with sports. You remember, it's all sports, all music, all food, all fun since 1991, right here at Coach's Corner. I'm on the Soundgarden stage. You got to love it. You got to love it. You got to love it. I mean, it's a lot of fun being here. I'm here every Saturday morning, 99% of the time, and we're talking local sports. Got a great lineup for you. That's what it's all about. It's the lineup, okay? We play 5 quarters. First quarter, I just give you local scores, local news, national sports, whatever you want to talk about, college sports. We call that 3 in the door. Quarter number 2, tough game last night for the Benedictine Military Cadets. I'm bringing on the Golden Voice, as I call him, as I had a lot of fun working with him on the ESPN Coastal High School Friday night football games. Kevin Thomas, he's going to give his insight. He was there. He called the game. I got to listen to him the whole night. Kevin Thomas from www.watchbcsports.com. Quarter number 3. What do we got? We got the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, and this young man has been a phenomenal since he's a middle school runner. Now he's in 11th grade. He's a junior from Benedictine Military School. Just won a big race in South Carolina. This week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Benedictine Military School, junior John Dodson. And then quarter number 4. Let's talk a little Georgia, Alabama with no other than another guy on the Coach's Corner Sports Network every Wednesday night. Well, when he can, okay? That's the man that knows everything about NASCAR. He knows a lot about sports. He's a big Georgia Bulldog fan. We're going to talk to the Atlanta man, Brandan Bain from Rubbin and Grubbin. That's right. That's the OG of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. And then the 5th quarter, overtime, I take you 3 steps out the door. I show you 3 videos that I really like this week. Hey, it's 4 today, okay? And I'll give you Karl's Corner, Karl's editorial on something about what's going on in the world of sports, and then we'll wrap it up. We're out of here. All right, quickly, let's go to, hold it. You got a comment? Put it in the comment box. Let the people know you're watching the coach. And there he is, the OG, the producer of Rubbin and Grubbin, the producer. I mean, Lawrence Bennett does a great job. He's the one that came up with the idea of Coach's Corner Network, Sports Network. I jumped on it. Lawrence Bennett, love you, brother, and you know it. Go Dogs. Woo, 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 woo. Go Dogs. 4 o'clock right here, Coach's Corner, packed house. Come check it out. Love you, brother. And, you know, he's also my producer behind the scenes. If I don't turn my mic on or I'm too low, me be too low, never. But he's always checking it out. Lawrence Bennett, you got to check him out. Great guy. Big part of what goes on here at Coach's Corner. Yes, and I'm on the Soundgarden stage. Behind me are the 975-inch screen TVs. Got them working. Got our logo up there. I'm getting excited. All right, let's go to 3 in the door, okay? 3 steps in the door. What happened last night in sports, okay? Of course, in Savannah, Georgia, big night on the gridiron. That's right. We had 4 teams. When was the last time 4 teams made it to the Georgia High School State Association semifinals, okay? In 1, 2, 3 different divisions, okay? Of course, let's start off with Class 4A. Undefeated, 24 straight games, but they went up to Stockbridge. They played Stockbridge last year in the Elite 8. They beat them, well, in the state semifinals. Stockbridge beats Benedictine 45-31. Let me get my notes here, okay? Stockbridge, Jaden Scott, this kid's an all-world. They call him the Duke. He's going to North Carolina. He rushed for 313 yards on 30 carries and 3 touchdowns for Stockbridge. And those 3 touchdowns came, I think, on 3rd down. Kevin Thomas is going to join me in the next segment from Watch BC Sports and tell us all about that. But, you know, Benedictine led 10-7 after a quarter. It was 24-10 at halftime. Every time Benedictine made a push, Stockbridge answered. They made a couple of rally attempts in the second half, but Stockbridge held on to win. Stockbridge will be playing Perry for the Class 4A State Championship on December 12th. Senior class of BC, great job. 2 state championships, Elite 8, state semifinal. Just a great job for Luke Cromahawk, Bryce Baker, and that whole crew over there at Benedictine. Tough way to lose. All right. Let's go to Class 3A. Number one team in Class 3A. BC was number one team in Class 4A. Calvary Day School. Last year, they lost in the quarterfinals to Cedar Grove, who went on to the playoffs and got ripped off because of a referee's missed call. I'm going to tell you like it is. Now, in the state championship games, we're going to have instant replay. All right. 49-42, Cedar Grove. It was a great game. That senior class over at Calvary Day School, proud of you. I mean, Jake Merklinger completed 21 and 29 passes for 275 yards, 5 touchdowns, and ran for a 22-yard touchdown, which is one of the videos that made my highlight. I mean, he's going to Tennessee. Great kid. Pretty sure he'll be leaving the Calvary in December to head to Tennessee in January. And his cohort, this kid's been unbelievable. He's a football player. Pound for pound, he's probably the best one in Savannah, Georgia, if you ask me. Caden Arnold caught 7 passes for 111 yards and 3 touchdowns. That tandem has been working forever. Caden Arnold's going to be missed. And the big guy, Mike Smith, going to South Carolina, tight end. He had 5 passes for 75 yards and 2 touchdowns. All right. Then the other game in Class 3A, it could have been a Calvary Savannah Christian State final, but we'll get one team there because Savannah Christian romped all over Carver Columbus, 56-21. They led 17-0 at halftime, 36. They led 17-0 end of the first quarter, 30-6 at halftime. Zoe Small rushed for 214 yards, 3 touchdowns for Savannah Christians, 64 yards, 15 yards, a 1-yard plunge. Unbelievable. Kenny Wall scored a touchdown. He ran for over 100 yards. He had a 7-yard touchdown run and a 75 interception pick 6. Okay, Kenny Walls was off the big guy, Elijah Griffin, only a junior, one of the top recruits in the United States, picked off a ball and went 40 yards on a pick 6. Quarterback, Blaze Thomas, completed 14 of 20 passes for 163 yards. Ethan Bird, the field goal extra point kicker, made a 26-yard field goal, and he was 6 for 6 on points after the touchdowns, the PAT. Savannah Christian will play Cedar Grove in the Georgia High School State Class 3A State Championship next week, December 13th. Let me see. Next week, December 13th. Today's the 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Next Wednesday, okay, at 1 o'clock at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Pretty cool. Baker Woodward, congratulations, you and your crew over there at Savannah Christian. Then in Class 1A, D1, the little engine that could, got to the state semifinals. First time in 48 years that a Bryan County high school football team has made it to the state semifinals. But it was man against boys. Prince Avenue Christian was just so much bigger, so much faster, threw the ball. Bryan County didn't quit. They scored 14 points, but they lost 49-14. So great season over there for Sherrod Freeman, Tim Adams, Michael Moore, and that coaching staff out there in Pembroke. Bryan County High School, nothing to be ashamed of. All right, so quickly, we got time to go here. Don't forget, last Saturday, 12 noon, the Bethesda Blazers, state champions, Skeezer, AA, 18-17. Now, they hung on to win, and, November 18th, not last Saturday, November 18th, they won the championship. I'm going to repeat this again. I'm just telling you, the kid misses a field goal. Wide right, we got a penalty. Jumping over the center. So they move the ball up. The kid from Williamsburg misses it to the left. They win 18-17. But Antoine Turner, the man is a great man. What he does over there with those boys at Bethesda, besides being the athletic director, the head football coach, the chaplain, the custodian, the bus driver, he's just a great role model for those kids over there. Okay, flag football. Playoffs start Tuesday, December 5th. Calvary Day School, 4th straight area title, will be hosting. New Hampstead clinched it, undefeated. Okay, they'll be hosting at Islands High School next Tuesday, December 5th. Check out the Prep Sports Report. I'll have the full schedule for you on Monday, maybe even tomorrow. Check it out, girls flag football. Okay, this is who's in it. New Hampstead, Calvary, Jenkins, South Effingham, Savannah Country Day, Islands, and St. Vincent's are all in the flag football Class 1 championships. That's Class 1 to 4A teams. Savannah Hoop Shootout was a big success last week. I know he doesn't want to take credit for it. UTEF Gordon did a great job with that crew. Jennifer Goodman, who was his right-hand man, great job. Now, high school scores for basketball are pretty tough to get, okay, because nobody posts them. Nobody gives me a call. Nobody texts anybody, all right? So this is what I got off of Max Preps early this morning, okay? In girls basketball, Memorial Day beats Islands 30-29. Bradwell beats Tatnall 64-35. New Hampstead beat Windsor Forest 81-62, okay? Akira Jackson for New Hampstead scored 47 points, and her teammate Gianna Brown scored 22. That's 69 out of their 81 points. Pretty impressive there for New Hampstead. And I don't know how Trey Lanier's doing this because his girls that play basketball also play flag football. He's doing double over there. Trey, great job. Long County beat Groves 52-29. Statesboro beat St. Andrews 68-19. Boys scores. Gibbs comes in and beats Beach 66-26. Habersham School beats Trinity Christian. This is boys scores 68-26. New Hampstead beat Windsor Forest 81-21. Woodville Tompkins beats Claxton 7-0. Travis Purdy doing a great job over there. Beat Claxton 76-36. Islands beats Memorial Day School 68-52. Great job, Coach Ennis. Jordan Cave, okay? Senior, 22 points away from 1,000. He'll join the 1,000-point club at Islands High School with his brother, Justin, okay? Groves beats Long County 65-61. Statesboro beats St. Andrews 59-42. Camden County beats South Effingham 89-55. And Liberty County beat Savannah Country Day 54-49. So that's high school sports. That's what's going on. Just a big pack weekend. It's 9:12. I got to get out of here because my next guest was waiting, but he jumped off the screen here. But, hey, we're going to be talking Benedictine football. We're going to be talking with the man from www.watchbcsports.com, Kevin Thomas, and all what happened last night and what's going to go on further in the year with www.watchbc Sports next. So you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. Next up, the golden voice, as I call him, Kevin Thomas from Watch BC Sports. You're listening to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report or watching it right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. I'll be back in 3 minutes with the golden voice, Kevin Thomas. Stay tuned. Got to thank the people who support the show. Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including TVs everywhere so you can catch all the latest sporting events, an outdoor seating area, perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day, a wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails, a comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round, prompt service even when it's crowded, a fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends, and of course, delicious food, from famous chicken wings, hamburgers to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden. Now, more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for? Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game day.
At Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can. At the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And good morning, Savannah, and welcome to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network, and it's presented by Coach's Corner, and I'm on Soundgarden stage. My next guest doesn't want to hear me sing, but he can sing. He can play the guitar. He can play music. He can do whatever he wants. He's multi-talented. Me, I just like to talk a lot, and sometimes it's a little too fast. But tough game last night. Benedictine goes up to Stockbridge, loses 45-31, and I wanted to get someone's input on it. Hopefully it was going to be a winning situation, and we got to hope his internet connection comes back because we just lost him. But he's the voice of www.watchbcsports.com. Joining me on the Coach's Corner hot seat before I lose him again, the golden voice himself, Kevin Thomas. What's up, Kevin?
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Hey, I'm wide awake. How are you doing?
I'm here.
You're here. Long game, long bus ride. I mean, you know what? But you've been around here for a long time. Brunswick, Savannah, doing this for 25 years, and now you're doing WatchBCSports.com. So, how's the on-air personality doing?
Hey, we're doing good. We're doing good. Long ride back last night, but yeah, doing good. Always still enjoying covering sports, Coach, as you know, and that's what we're all passionate about. So, you know, the things you do and getting involved with BC to do Watch BC Sports has been good. I know some folks are like, well, it says watch. It's like, it is, but last night we had NFHS had the video rights when you get that deep, and then just for the home games, BC would rather us not do the video, so we did the audio version there, did some video on the road games, but it's been fun following that team. And Coach, I mean, you follow a team that's successful and continues to be successful. It's a lot of fun to watch teams with that much talent and you know, go out and compete every week. And I know you see it from a number of teams that you cover. You know, when things are going good and people are competing at a high level, it's a lot of fun to watch the growth and development, and it continues. And you know, obviously a tough night last night, but it's been a lot of fun. That was my 3rd straight year doing BC exclusively, so we've had a good time doing it. I hope to continue doing it.
Well, I remember when we used to do it on, you know, the ESPN Savannah Friday night football games, and some of those games would be blowout. We would see some of those 100 kids get in the game. You know, and, you know, you do a great job with it. And sometimes you're a one-man show. This year, you know, last year you had Christian Gokel, and he was there the whole time. This year you had Stevie Powers home. I love listening to it. And if you were like me last night, what did I do? I turned the sound off on NFHS, and I turned on the golden voice. So
that's what you're supposed to do.
That's what you're supposed to do. I mean, you know, so, but anyway, I mean, great call last night, but, you know, it's a tough one. What was the biggest surprise from the game for you?
I think it was just that, you know, it was kind of an atypical Benedictine game. They turned the ball over, you know, they gave up some explosive plays in the run game. And I kind of assume you got to think that's going to happen when you're playing a young man like that. Duke Scott's going to NC State, and I think he had, I was telling somebody after the game, he had 3 carries over 55 yards for touchdowns.
313 yards for the game there, buddy.
Yeah, that's you know, you do that. You're the old coach, right? You know, hey, you run for 300 yards, you got to feel pretty good, like you're going to win the football game. So, you know, it was one of those things where, you know, kind of an atypical game for BC. They got a lot of penalties called on them. Didn't play consistent defense. I'll say that. Had some chance to get off the field and couldn't. Give Stockbridge credit. I mean, that was a team that was motivated. They got there early to the stadium yesterday, and the team's over there doing their thing. Well, I'm over in the press box around a lot of Stockbridge fans, and they were fired up about getting some revenge from last year, and I think that played a big part in their game plan, their scheme. They were ready to come out. Not that BC wasn't, but I think they wanted it bad. And all I heard was, "Man, we've been close. But in the quarterfinals, semifinals, can't ever bust through." And they finally did last night. So they were obviously on a mission to do that. And it was just one of the nights where not a lot went correct for the Cadets. I had a touchdown that it looked like Bryce Baker had, ruled a fumble. Right there at the goal line. And so just things like that. Thought they had an onside kick recovery at the end of the game and ruled that it wasn't loose. Appeared like it was out there to me. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. So when you're getting a game like that, you don't get a lot of breaks on top of it. It's going to be a tough night. And I think that was kind of the way it went for BC. They ran into a very good team. Didn't get a lot of breaks that, sometimes go their way. And then didn't play a very clean game, which they normally do. So you add all those things up, and it puts you on the wrong side of the scoreboard.
And, you talked about Bryce Baker trying to jump over and the ball coming out. I mean, you couldn't tell on the computer either. I mean, so it was tough to tell. But what do you think was the biggest key in the moment of the game? I mean, we went out. BC went out. We took a 10-7 lead. But it seems like every time you turned around, we'd respond. BC would respond. Because we're from Savannah, okay, people? So
yeah.
Deal with the Italian here, okay? And they came back with a big play. What would you think was the biggest moment that you felt like this wasn't going to go BC's way?
Well, I think you had the possession where they were going down to score. I think this was I'm trying to think back, and I think it was the second quarter, and they kind of all out blitz, and they get Luke in the backfield, and he fumbles, which – he hadn't done pretty much all year, and they pick up the ball kind of deep in their own territory around, I think, Stockbridge's 30. BC moves them back due to penalties and things, and it was 3rd and 15. And I think they were behind at this point, the Cadets were, and Duke Scott runs off 87 yards for a touchdown on 3rd and 15, and that made it a 2-possession game, and you felt like that kind of hurt the spirit a little bit where it's like, man, just you had chances, and now they're cashing in, going the other way. And that was still kind of early in the ball game, but you just kind of felt like there wasn't a lot of momentum offensively for BC, and it was just because they couldn't just grab it. They had some plays that they made, and they just couldn't ever completely grab the momentum in the football game. And give Stockbridge a lot of credit. They had an excellent game plan, and they executed it well. But, that was probably a pivotal moment where it was still like a score game, and BC was driving down the score. They fumble the football, and then Stockbridge converts to 3rd and 15 for a touchdown. And that, to me, was, at least in the first half, like a tough moment where you're like, man, they have not figured out a way to stop this guy and get off the field. And if they can't do it in the second half, it could be a long night. And I think the second kind of moment, if you will, Carl's, I talked about at halftime, was like first possession of the second half is very important. As it always is, but certainly when you're behind in the playoffs, and they came out and went backwards and had to punt the football. And I was like, that's one of those things where normally the Cadets second half, great adjustments, and they came out and just couldn't get anything going. I was like, could be a long half if they can't find that offensive rhythm, and it ended up being that way.
Yeah, I know. You heard me a lot of times, the old coach's cliche, the first 3 minutes of the game and the first 3 minutes of the second half are going to dictate what happens. And, I was listening to you, and I'm saying, yep, he pays attention to me. No, I'm joking with you. So, but I know you came out and said that, and yeah, it was tough. And, I watched the whole thing, and you were waiting patiently for Danny to come up, Danny Britt, head coach. But I think he had a lot of consoling to do there with that. I mean, unbelievable senior class, 2 state champions, a state semifinal game. I forgot what they did as a freshman. It had to be at least an Elite 8 or a semifinal game. Did you ever talk to Coach and get his feelings?
I did. He saw me. We kind of crossed each other as I was walking out of the booth, and he apologized. He said, "Yeah, I kind of got sidetracked down there with a lot of things," which is understandable. After a season-ending game like that, and so don't want to make it out that he wasn't. He actually came up and was like, "Hey, I was headed that way. I apologize," and I didn't make it up there. But yeah, he said, look, we just got beat. He goes, that's one of those things that we didn't play well. Didn't get some calls maybe we wanted, but that team came out and beat us. And so that's one of those things I've always heard Coach Britt say as a coach. He goes, if they beat us, I can deal with that a little bit better than if we just beat ourselves. I think it was kind of 50-50 of that last night, where Stockbridge was good and they took it to you. And then I think the other half was you just didn't play well. And so that's a tough loss. But you're right, a senior class, Karl, their freshman year, if you remember, that was the year they went to the semifinals and lost to Malachi Starks and Jefferson. So
Yes.
That was a COVID shortened year, but in adding it up, this senior group played 55 games, either made it to the semifinals or won the state championship all 4 years. And I mean, I think it hurt last night, but you look back on that at the end of the day and you say, my goodness, what an awesome run. I want to say the last 3 years when a lot of them were really starting, it was I think 39-4 or 5 or something like that. It wasn't much. So they hadn't had to go through losing too terribly much at all. And I will say, I thought about this morning, depending on what Stockbridge will do, potentially the last 3 games they've lost will have been to teams that won the state championship. So they lost to Christopher Columbus, who won it last year, Ware won it last year, and they didn't lose until last night. So if Stockbridge wins it, their last 3 losses will be the teams who won the state championship. So that's pretty good if you want to paint a rosy picture on the losses as well.
And if you're just tuning in or listening, you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here at Coach's Corner on the Coach's Corner Soundgarden stage. I promise you I won't sing. Okay, I'm talking to the golden voice of now WatchBCSports.com, Kevin Thomas. Okay, 2 questions. I know you got to go. You got some. Is it raining down there in Brunswick?
Yeah, it's raining a little bit this morning, so that's why I'm hanging out in the car. So,
all right. So I'll make this quick. First is, where do you see BC going from here? Because now next year that region is the old NFL North black and blue region that they're going to play in. Perry, who they got to play next year. They're in the state championship. I mean, Perry, Wayne, Ware, New Hampstead, BC. I forgot who else is in there. I mean,
Warner Robins.
Warner Robins. Okay, so where we go here now with the Benedictine football, Danny Britt football?
Well, I mean, I know the goal is to win every game, but if you do, you'll have earned it next year. So I think the interesting part is you lose a lot of seniors that have played a lot of football, but the guys that are coming up behind them that are going to be kind of in your leadership roles have also been there a lot. I think you look at third Scroggins, you're going to have on the defensive side, Cam Cody's coming back on the defensive side, young man Carlton Hall on the defensive side who came over from Jenkins and played a little bit at the end. I think he's going to be good. So defensively, I think they're going to be good. Larson Little's going to be a junior next year, so middle linebacker is going to be still very good. I think the entire secondary is coming back from that mostly played last night, so they should be better next year. So defensively, I don't see a whole lot of drop-off. Offensively, I think you're breaking in a new quarterback, but from everything I've seen and heard, they believe a lot in Stephen Cannon. And again, we talked about it with Gerner and Cromenhawk when they used to warm up. You're like, hey, how many quarterbacks can throw 45, 50-yard warm-up tosses to each other? And not many. And then you're doing it again with Stephen Cannon and Luke Cromenhawk all season long. So I think when he gets his chance to play, he's going to be good. And, of course, offensively, they got there might be new names, but they got plenty of offensive weapons to do that. I think offensive line, you're going to see a good many new faces up there for some graduations, but they still have some guys back up there. And look, it may not be 10-0, but I think the team is still going to be very good in 2023. It just might be different where, Coach Britt says, hey, I want to play people. Well, you're going to do that. I mean, look, as you said, Perry played for the state championship. Warner Robins, I believe, is one of the winningest programs in the state of Georgia in all-time history. And I think they lost to Ware last year in the state championship. Ware won the state championship last year. So your week off is, Coach, I don't know where it is.
Hey, I mean, you're from Wintersville, Valdosta, Georgia, so you know what's going on there. So we'll give you that much. All right, last question. I know I told you I wouldn't keep you long, but you and I get together. We could talk for the whole night. But anyway,
sure.
www.watchbcsports.com. Let the people know about it. You're going to be doing basketball games. If you ever need a little play-by-play or a little guest, let me know. But tell us about WatchBCSports.com.
Yeah, Watch BC Sports is something we put together in conjunction with the school and to put together an opportunity to showcase games and things of that nature. And I think so far it went really well during football season. We're still figuring out what basketball season is going to look like, and basketball season's already started. So usually with BC playing, you can't bank on really diving into basketball season until about this time, and usually by the time football season's over, you get the holiday games and that's it, and then you're off for a couple of weeks. So I think I'm going to dive into some basketball games and look ahead to maybe right after January doing some select games for WatchBCSports.com, and who knows, we'll see how it grows and expands. There might be some opportunities to do some other sports in there potentially in the coming year, but we'll see how that goes. But so far, it's been a lot of fun, and I'm glad people are enjoying it. And it seems like a lot of folks are dialing us up on Friday nights and getting involved with the football. And we created a way that we can, as it grows, continue to get people involved throughout the year in BC sports. And they've got a good program all the way around, Coach. So a lot to be excited about when you watch. I want to say, correct me if I'm wrong. Again, I'm on short sleep this morning, but I think the basketball team was defending region champs or runner-up from a season ago, and they've won pretty much region championships in about everything. So should be pretty good.
You need a tag team here, buddy. They went to the Final Four last year.
Thank you, Coach.
You and I, we work well off. We work well off this, and I don't know if you saw my post from a couple of days ago. Whereas me, you, and the little guy, PJ Zuko, out there in Pula one night 5 years ago. So it's always a lot of fun. You do a great job. I mean, you know what you're talking about, whatever sport it may be. You probably call a good game of hopscotch or tiddlywinks, too.
Well, I don't know if I'm willing to go that far.
How about the new thing? Hey, you could be the voice of what's the kid, the point guard from Atlanta Hawks, Trey.
Trey Young.
Trey Young. He has his own professional pickleball team. Hey, they might need an announcer to do that.
Now, that's one I don't understand, the pickleball, but I mean, everybody loves it. So,
well, just remember, there's a saying: you got to stay out of the kitchen, which you and I never do.
That's right. That's tough. That's tough. So, but looking forward to it.
I'll be talking to you. Great job again. I love listening to you. We got to get that golden arm. You got the golden voice. You coined Stevie Powers the golden arm. We got to get him in that booth a little more.
There you go. We're working on it. We'll see if Stevie will join us for a few more next year.
Hold it. We got a comment here. Lawrence Bennett, KT, sure miss your daily radio show.
Well, Lawrence, I miss doing it every day. I appreciate it, buddy. That's one of those I always enjoy people doing that listen to the show, and I think that's that's always something I appreciate hearing. And again, I'm glad people still miss me. There's a lot of people that probably got sick of me talking, but I'm glad there's people that miss the show. I miss doing it, but I had a lot of fun doing what I was doing here in the fall. So I think this is still giving me an outlet to talk to folks and have fun doing what I'm doing. So I miss doing the daily radio show. Not as much. I don't have to cram as much in the old brain. And my wife's like, you don't have to remember all that stuff now. Why do you forget to take the trash out? So, So it's fun, and I do miss doing the show, and I appreciate it, Lawrence, that you were a loyal listener, and it means a lot.
All right, so I'll be talking to you. I'll be keeping up with you, and once again, great job. And I know it's tough always to lose that last game before you get to the big one, but you know what? They do a good job over there on Sea Right Drive. So, hey, my next guest is a cross-country runner. Could you announce cross-country runners?
And they're off. That's it.
And he's from BC, John Dodson. So, but anyway, appreciate it. Have a good day. And if I don't talk to you, but I will, enjoy the holiday.
Yes, sir. You too. Have a good one, Carl. Thanks so much.
I mean, he's just the guy that loves what he does. He has the perfect voice for it. You got to listen to it. You can go to YouTube, go to watchbcsports.com and listen to Kevin Thomas. He does a great job. Great idea by the Benedictine Military School administration over to bring on a guy like that, because he really knows what he's talking about. And, his young guy that took off to go somewhere, Christian Grokel, was really talented too. Don't forget the old coach and PJ Zuko. We all work together. All right, one last thing. I got another comment here. I'm sorry, Dennis. Good morning, Coach DeMasi. Yes, I appreciate that you think it's a great show. I really do. My number one fan. Yeah, very sad last night the Cavaliers lost. Tough loss. Savannah Christian won big, so we still got one team we can root for next week. whether it's Calvary, whether it's Savannah Christian, whether it's Benedictine, whether it's Beach High School, I'm going to root for the home team from Savannah, Georgia. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you, Dennis. We're still going to talk sports here. Don't forget next week's show too, Dennis. But anyway, up next, my next guest, okay? This young man had a big weekend last weekend, won a big race, which we'll get to. He's been one of the best runners. I think I interviewed him way back when he was an 8th grader or 7th grader at one of those Saucony races, right? Yep. So, myself and the AD, Chad Griffin, interviewed him. But now he's a junior, and his times are going down left and right. I predict that this young man is going to be under 16 by the time the season starts next year. We're talking to the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week from Benedictine Military School, cross-country runner, John Dodson, up next. You're listening to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Give me 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes now. Thank the people that support the show, and we're going to be talking a little cross-country. I can't run, but I know this kid can. Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including TVs everywhere so you can catch all the latest sporting events, an outdoor seating area, perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day, a wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails, a comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round, prompt service even when it's crowded, a fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends, and of course, delicious food, from famous chicken wings, hamburgers, to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden. Now, more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for? Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game
At
day.
Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and the best prices on the biggest brands: Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style, we are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
Okay, here we go. Well, it's for the Meet of Champions I did.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, right here at Coach's Corner on the Soundgarden stage. Christmas trees, snowmen, Santa Claus. I mean, all over the place, little festive here at Coach's Corner. Don't forget, 4 o'clock, Georgia, Alabama, 9 75-inch screen TVs here to play that game. They got you want to watch your team in the championship? Come on down. Florida State against Louisville. We got a local kid right there that's playing in that game. Got to love it. Got a local kid playing in the Georgia game. So check it out. Come down here, support Coach's Corner. It's the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. We're here every Saturday morning. And this is my favorite part of the show. This is why I started doing what I did way back when, was giving these kids a little more love. Like I tell you, every year, every so often, I'm a broken record or a CD or a DVD now, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's all about the kids, and that's what I want to do. I mean, Dennis Knight does a great job with the Savannah Morning News. Amy Zimmer, Preston Harvey with WJCL, Joey Lamar and Corey Howard with WSAV. We got a new guy at WTOC. I haven't met him yet, but Tim Geidera, good friend of mine, Savannah Morning News guy. Now he's a big mid-morning show host, and of course the Prep Sports Report. Check it out, prepsportsreport.com. We had a great article on this young man because you know what? You got to give love to the other sports. It's not just about football, basketball, and baseball. We got cross country, volleyball, lacrosse, soccer, golf. Well, this next young man who's sitting next to me, I'm going to put his name up in a second, okay? He's a junior at Benedictine Military School, John Dodson. Okay, he won the junior boys group in the Foot Locker cross country South Regional race last weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina. Dotson's time of 16 minutes, 26 seconds was 12 seconds faster than the runner-up somewhere from Spartanburg, South Carolina. He had a strong season. They're region champs again in the state meet. Let me hear finals draw. Where is it? My state meet. Okay. He finished 8th. So he made the podium with a time of 16:39. Just unbelievable runner. Like I told you, I don't know, way back 5 years ago when this kid was a 7th or 8th grader, he was one of the top runners when we used to have the big Saucony cross country kickoff race over there in Daffin Park. He's just done a great job since. So joining me now on the Coach's Corner stage and hot seat from Benedictine Military School, this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete of the Week, John Dodson. Great job, John.
Thank you.
All right, let's rearrange this. You can move over a little more so you can get in the screen. There we go. Okay, and let me, it's a one-man show, and I forgot to do this. I should have had this. Let me go to my banners, create a banner. All right. Just got to love, I'm not a fast typer either. And we're going to scroll this along so you know who this young man is. There we go. John Dodson, Benedictine cross-country athlete. He does a great job. But once again, I mean, you've been doing this forever. But tell us about, well, first of all, congratulations. Last week, I heard it's one of the biggest races around.
Yeah.
You finished as a top junior in that race. So what was it like? I mean, give us a rundown of what that race was like.
Well, it was a pretty big race. All the South states were there, from Texas to West Virginia. Big race, a lot of people, and they combined the junior race and the senior race because it was delayed a little bit. So at first I thought that wouldn't work out because it'd be such a big race, like 300 plus runners.
Wow.
In one race, but it worked out pretty well because the seniors pushed me.
Nice.
And I ended up getting 3rd overall in the
race,
Yeah.
but first as a junior.
Yes.
All right. So how'd you feel about your performance in that race? What are some of the critical factors that contributed to you be successful with over 300 runners and you finished 3rd?
Well, it's all about strategy. Some people don't think there's strategy in a
Come on, you
in a
just don't
race.
get out there and run?
Yeah. You got to start fast. You don't want to get boxed in. Meaning, like, if you get boxed in and you're like 20 and you got runners all around you, it's really hard to get up front. So you got to start fast, get out front, hold the lead, or stay with the top runners, which is what I did. And
So you just got in that pack and made sure you stay there.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I stayed in the top 5, and then picked off about 4 of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, you had a strong season leading up to the of course, the region meet, which you won, and then you finished 8th in the state. What do you attribute your consistent success to, and your personal best? That's what they call it, personal best, when they keeps on dropping.
Well, big contributor to my success is, my family. They help out a lot. My coaches, cross country and track coaches, and a lot of my friends. So yeah, a lot of support from people at BC and at home.
Nice. Well, it takes a community, you know that. Yeah. So, all right. So, your personal best. I mean, I remember when you were that little guy, and you're not little anymore, over at Daffin Park. You've been doing this for a long time. You just don't get out there and run, okay? So, what are your training methods, and how do you motivate yourself to improve and get better throughout the season or throughout your career so far?
For training methods, you got to stay consistent. You got to run almost every day, but take a day off every once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
And not just to run, weight room, other ways of exercise.
And you do sprint training too, right?
Yes. Yeah. I started doing track training already.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm trying to improve my speed. But yeah, you got to run slow and you got to run fast.
Well, you're coming down that stretch, you got to start sprinting, right? It's just not an easy jog, and people don't realize that. It's not just he goes out and runs long distances, like you said, weight training and short distance too. Okay, so I don't know who your coaches are. Let's give a shout out to your coaching, whether it's in school, out of school, that has played a big part in your success so far.
Yeah, well, my main coach, Miss Coach Angie, she's a community coach. She moved here about 2 years ago. She has a lot of experience coaching cross country. She ran at Georgia Southern. She thinks she got a scholarship. She ran I think it was cross country, but might have been track.
Hey, she's got the experience, right?
Yes. Yeah, she's very good coach.
Now, how about at BC? I know you mentioned Coach Lowry. He's the overall head coach. He's like the figurehead. So how does he help you out?
Well, I think he does. He helps out a lot by managing the team, but it's mostly Coach Angie running the practices and giving them workouts.
All right, if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report. I'm here with my Wetherington Chiropractic Athlete Week from Benedictine Military School, John Dodson, who just where's my notes? Finished first in his class, junior. He finished third overall out of 300 runners. All right, tell us what the race was again. South
Regional.
South Regional.
Walker Championship. Okay,
so I mean, he's done a great job. First in region. Well, how many times have you won region since you're a freshman, right? So that's 3 years in a row.
Yeah.
So, and he finished 8th, made the podium. Hopefully next year he'll be at the top of the podium. So just a great accomplishment. Like I said, if you got an athlete other than a football, basketball, baseball, soccer player, or whoever, major sports, let me know. I want to bring these kids on. And, I've highlighted a lot of cross-country runners because we got a lot of good cross-country runners in this area. Okay, this is something that's always fun. Before the race, do you have any superstitions, specific foods, music that prepare you for your race mentally?
Yeah, I mean, not too many superstitions, but
so you don't wear the same socks and same shoes all the time?
No, I do have some racing socks I always wear though.
Okay.
I always wash them though.
That's good. So, how about food? How about music?
Yeah, I always listen to some music, to pump me up, get ready, get mentally ready.
Right.
And I never want any surprises. Like, I want to know everything about the race so that goes smoothly. Weather, temperature, who's in the race sometimes.
Nice.
Like, if I can see who I'm competing against. And for food, the night before I usually eat lighter, but the 2 nights before I eat kind of a bigger meal. But
carbs?
Yeah. I just kind of try to keep it healthy. And before a race, if it's in the morning, I might just eat something light, apple, protein bar.
Nice. So tell us what it's like attending Benedictine. We hear about all the football players, the basketball players, baseball players, but you're a cross country track athlete. Tell us about Benedictine, how they accept that athlete, and how you've been doing academically there.
Well, I think academically, I do all right. B's and some A's. I mean, my GPA is 3.3, so I'm doing pretty good in that.
Nice.
And athletically, Well, I want the cross country track team to be like the football team. Win a state meet. That's what I really want. And I think we can do it next year.
Nice.
In cross country, because we got a good team. We got a lot of good freshmen this year, and they'll be even better next year.
All right. And how about your family? How have they been helping you?
They really help. They give a lot of support. Training, all kinds of stuff.
Keep you get you to the meets and all that stuff, right? Now you're driving, so but when it's in Charlotte, you have to go with them.
Yeah.
So all right. So beyond running, school, do you have any other passions, any other interests, any other extracurricular activities?
Yeah. On days I'm not doing much, I like to work on my truck.
Nice.
I've been doing a lot to it. Hanging out with some friends sometimes, and I like to go work out in the weight room.
How do you balance this all together? How do you balance your athletic pursuits with the other areas of life that you enjoy?
Well, you need a lot of time management. So
Nice.
you can't doing all this stuff. You might run out of time for some things that are just equally as important.
Okay, so BC's 9th through 12th grade, but you got a young kid coming over, somebody from like St. James, right? That's what you attended. Okay, and they aspire to be a cross country runner. What advice would you give them?
I'd tell them to stay consistent with their running, train hard. Don't just run, do other active things. Like, I wrestled for a few years.
Right.
I went to state last year.
Right.
You
wrestling again this year?
No, I'm going to focus on track. Maybe next year, though.
Okay.
But, I think that's helped me stay injury-free, mixing up the workouts.
Right.
Not overtraining.
Not specializing on one sport. Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 more questions. What are your future goals, aspirations? Like you said, Angie got a scholarship to run at Georgia Southern. What are you looking for?
Well, right now I want to do the best I can for the next 1.5 years in cross country and track. Want to win state next year, and I want to get a D1 scholarship to
Nice.
Really anywhere.
So once you break that 16 mark, you get into 15s. People are going to be looking, right?
Yeah,
it's a big time. All right. So last question: what do you see yourself 5 years from now? You're going to graduate next year. 4 years, you got college. You're going to graduate. What do you think you're going to be doing after that?
After I graduate,
college now.
College.
What are you going to do in life besides still run?
Yeah, well, I've been thinking about what I want to study in college. Maybe sports medicine.
Nice.
Physical therapy. Something.
To stay in the field.
Yeah, relating to sports. But I also thought about going in the Army. Maybe running for their track or cross country team. So I've been talking to about that.
Nice. That's a good outlook. Well, John, I've watched you as a middle schooler, now as a high school. Next year, I mean, there's only bigger and better things. And, of course, you got the spring season for track. Keep up the great work. And people know who you are. People are taking a look at our other sports, our other athletes that are in sports like cross country. But you do a great job. And I know you're making BC proud.
Yeah.
Go Cadets, right? Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, Cadets, right? I got to say Cadets.
Yeah.
So, once again, John Dodson, cross-country runner, Benedictine Military School, one of the best cross-country runners in the area. So let me get my information here because, these kids go all over the place. I mean, when I pulled up his record on the Georgia mile splits, it was like 3 pages long. So for winning or being the top Foot Locker cross-country South Regional Junior, okay, and finishing 3rd out of 300 kids, that's why this young man, 300 runners, okay, this young man is this week's Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic Athlete. Next up, got to talk a little Georgia football with the man himself from Rubbin and Grubbin, the Atlanta man, Brandan Bain. Hey, you're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Soundgarden stage at Coach's Corner, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Be back in 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes. Got to thank those sponsors. Hang in there, Atlanta man. Don't put the green light on and start racing away from me. Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including
TVs everywhere so you can catch all the latest sporting events. An outdoor seating area, perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day. A wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails. A comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round. Prompt service even when it's crowded. A fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends. And of course, delicious food. From famous chicken wings, hamburgers to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden. Now, more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for? Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game At day. Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School would consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style, we are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time, it makes you mad, the pain drives you crazy, you just want to pick something up and throw it across the room? If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And today's show is brought to you by Coach's Corner, because I'm part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Got to thank John Henderson and Del Henderson for letting me do this and what they do for our community. Come check out the Sound Garden. Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. Hey, just give me a white beer and, I could be Santa Claus. But anyway, what do we got today? It's Championship Saturday. And it's Championship Saturday right here at Coach's Corner. We got a gazillion TVs, the 975-inch TVs. You know what's going to be on today, 4 o'clock. Georgia, Alabama. Okay, well, this next guy is been on the Coach's Corner Sports Network longer than I have. Okay, he's been doing it for 5 seasons. Started out with Dan the Man, but Dan the Man doesn't do it anymore. He's solo like me, which sometimes can be pretty tough, but he's got this plethora of knowledge about sports. It's unbelievable, especially NASCAR. This is the 5th season for Rubbin and Grubbin. He rubs about racing, and he grubs food every Wednesday night. I wish I could do that. There's no food here right now for me. He did 2 years with PJ Zuko on the ESPN Savannah Green, White, and Checkered show. Does a great job with it. But he's a big Alabama. No, I fooled you people. He's a big Georgia Bulldog fan. Joining me now on the Coach's Corner hot seat, like he does every Wednesday night, the Atlanta man himself from Rubbin and Grubbin, Brandan Bain. What's up, boss?
Hey, what's going on, Coach?
I'm like you. I'm on a Soundgarden stage. I'm having a lot of.
I don't know what happened, Coach. I dropped you a little bit there, I think. But, oh, there we go, coming back.
Yeah, what happened to my camera?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Hold on. I don't have Lawrence to help me here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you. I got your audio, just no video.
All right, one other thing. Where's Lawrence when you need him?
That's right.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. You're back.
What happened was I can either use my FaceTime camera on my laptop or I got a external camera, which is 10 times better. And I just disconnected the buttons. You a one-man show here, so I got to do what I got to do. But
That
anyway,
happened.
so you've been a part of the Coach's Corner for 5 years. You've been doing Rubbin and Grubbin. What's so fun about doing this every Wednesday night?
Man, I tell you, Coach, you know me. I'm just a huge NASCAR fan. It's probably my favorite sport, and then college football right behind. But just been going from a kid, and it's something I really enjoy. It's a little different. We got those ball and stick sports where everybody keeps up with it. And, I grew up in the era of NASCAR when it was, the hottest ticket in a sporting event. And I watched it grow and watched it come back down. And, hey, we're getting back to the top. But for me, it's just interesting technology, engineering, going fast, turning left. I mean, it's awesome. So
Going fast, turning left. And, well, as long as you can hear me now, because now I don't know where my mic went on that little mishap right there. But, what was the brainchild for doing a show like Rubbin and Grubbin NASCAR? Because I know you guys are always in here Wednesday nights doing some kind of adult thing. So how did this all come about?
Yeah, so when I got in, we do a little game of skill up there at Coach's for fun, raise some money for charities and different things with a group of guys. And there's an older gentleman in there, Mr. Dan Walker, which I'd like to give a shout out to. We talk about knowledge of NASCAR and sports. He definitely is one that I learn something new from every Wednesday. But just kind of got in it. And, Lawrence LB, the producer of my show, said, hey, let's put together a little show and do a NASCAR thing. And Dan, Dan Folds, big shout out to Dan and Island Shuttle Boat Tours as well. He was new to it. He was older in age, but never really got into NASCAR and really understood the ins and outs of it. So it kind of started out with me kind of teaching him the ropes of what NASCAR is all about and what to look for and kind of how to know what's going on inside of just watching it on TV. And then from there, we just started taking off. So really proud to be a part of it. It seems like every year it just keeps growing and growing. We went from starting out with just Coaches being that sponsored, and now we've got, Coach's Corner and East Coast Logistics, and we've got Lamar's Body Shop and Arborman Tree Service and Redfin Polarized. So it's just fun to watch it grow. And, the best part about it, Coach, is not only I get to speak NASCAR and talk NASCAR, but, we get to raise some money for the community. And honestly, that's really what it's all about for me, is giving back in any way I can. So. And
now you jumped the gun, because people don't realize you're up here doing Rubbin and Grubbin, but when they have the big music events here, you're out there in the back raising money for charity with a big basket of adult beverages, and it brings in a lot of money. And that, John's been big on supporting it, help one of our own. So it's not just getting out there and talking about NASCAR. It's also when he cusses, as they say down here. I say cursing, he says cussing. Okay, he throws some money in the bucket. I don't do that here, but but I don't have a bucket today, buddy. So no cursing.
That's right. Sorry, no cursing show. I keep it PG when I come on your show, Coach, for sure. But it's really just a neat experience and deal that we get to do. I get heated sometimes about certain things and throw some money in, and through the show, Checkered Flag for Charity, we donate in what car number wins that race, and you kind of hit on it. Just being a part, and John and Adele Henderson allowing us to do the things that we do at those Soundgarden concerts and different events that they have. It means the world, and I tell everybody, whether it's a cooler full of joy or, we have some distribution companies give some stuff out here and there, or whether it be a set of Braves tickets or whatever it may be, no better platform than Coaches to be able to do it. And all of that's possible because of all the patrons and staff up there at Coaches. So I tell everybody, if you're looking for a good time, if you're looking for a sense of family, you're looking for somewhere to go and spend some hard-earned dollars, but somebody that really appreciate it, Coaches is the place to be, man. I mean, the best sound venue for concerts there is, to me.
It's nothing but great. And what they've done back here in the Sound Garden, I mean, I remember when it was a sand pit and what John's done with the
volleyball
coverings.
court back there.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
3 fully covered areas, so it's definitely a great atmosphere. So not does he only like NASCAR, he could talk to your Braves about the Braves forever. Okay, he can talk to you about Georgia football. And I know this is one of the biggest days for him. Whenever Georgia plays Alabama, this young man, Brandan Bain, the Atlanta man, gets exciting. So that's what he's on for. Let's break down the Georgia-Alabama SEC championship games, which the Dogs have never beat Alabama in. So overall, both Alabama, Georgia, most dominant teams in college football over the last 10 years, 15 years. And even when Mark Richt was there, and I'm going to say this, I can't stand people hating on Mark Richt. If it wasn't for Mark Richt bringing this program back, Kirby Smart wouldn't have 2 championships back to back. And also you got to feel for the guy. He also has Parkinson's disease.
Yeah.
Give the man a break. You know what? I went up to watch Missouri play Georgia, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. We were sitting in the coaches section in the end zone, and Georgia lost that game at home in Stanford Stadium. And I was walking out side by side with him. He turns to me and says, please, don't blame the kids. Blame me. The man is godly. The man is caring. The man helped turn that program around. So forever your haters are that Kirby Smart is the greatest coach in the world, it had to come from someone else first. And I like Kirby Smart. I think he's great. But you know what? Stop hating on Mark Richt. I'm sorry. Got off on a tangent here.
Oh, you're good.
I almost had money for the bucket there because I was going to lose it there. But yeah. So what makes these 2 teams so special? And how do they match up against each other?
I mean, here's the thing, Coach. It's, you're talking about, to me, honestly, the best college football coach ever that lived in Nick Saban. I mean, what the man's been able to do at Alabama in the last decade, 15 years, is just, I don't know if we'll ever see that again. To be honest, you look at the coaching staff he loses in and out, the NFL talent he produces. They rebuild, they reset. It's Alabama is it. Nick Saban wrote the blueprint on how to create a successful college football program. And Kirby picked up on that. Honestly, you go back and you look, I'm sure that he learned a lot of what he does recruiting and coaching and just the mental aspect of how to get these young athletes, these young adults to buy in. Because honestly, let's be honest, that's what they have to do. You have to buy in. You've got to live, eat, and breathe your university football and be all about it. So, the matchup, man, I tell you, Coach, this is one that I want. You mentioned it earlier. You had to bring up the stat. 0-3 against Nick Saban under Kirby in the SEC championship game. We're due. Today is the day. When you look across college football and you look at Alabama from where they started the season, we know they lost that game to Texas there at home. To where they are now, it's leaps and bounds. That defense has done nothing but get better. They are fast. They are fierce. Milroe, the quarterback there for Alabama, has done nothing but get better. They're again a 2-way threat, run and throw the ball. So looking today, I look at Georgia as we got to do some things that we haven't been able to do this year, and that's set the edge, Coach. When you go back and look at our football film throughout the year, one thing that our defense really hasn't been able to do is set that edge. We're used to having those defensive ends or backers that can come up and set the edge, and we struggle with it in and out this year. So I think the key for Georgia today is we really got to set the edge. We've got to make Milroe throw. If we make them throw, I think our DBs are a little bit better than some of their receivers back there. I think that we've got some guys that's whether they started or been on the bench have been to this game and bigger games. So I think we've got them beat a little bit on the experience side, but we really got to make them throw the ball. Control the chains. On our side of the ball, when we get on offense, we know Carson Beck, look, everybody's hated on Beck all year. You go through and you look at the numbers, very efficient, very accurate, not that big explosive Stetson Bennett scramble out of the pocket and launch it 55 yards down the field. That's not Beck's style. But at the end of the day, just very methodical, very programmed, and very successful on keeping that ball moving forward. So come out hot, no slow starts, get on the board early. When we get in the red zone, we got to score touchdowns. People say it about Georgia, you got to score TDs. Same thing against Alabama, Coach. You got to score TDs. But Just to touch on that Mark Rick thing that we talked about earlier, I love Mark Rick. I mean, that was my heyday of growing up in those teen years of watching Georgia football. And, just to me, probably one of the brightest offensive minds when he came to Georgia, coming from Florida State and that Bobby Bowden. And like you said, very humble, very godly man, really instilled morals and discipline into that program, and set the base stones and the footstones for the program to be built by Kirby. So I'm with you, Coach. You hating on Coach Rick. You got to get out of here. You're not a true dog. But today's the day, Coach. Dog's going down, man. We're getting ready to tear it up there in Atlanta for sure.
Just to help you out here, okay? You broke down the offense. Tremendously. Like you, of course, like I said, that plethora of knowledge you have. Passing yards, Georgia averaged 317 yards a game. Bama only averages 205. They both average about 178 yards on the ground. They both have the ball about almost the same number of minutes. I mean, they both average almost the same yards per play, but it's passing that Georgia gets the key on that one. So I got to give you a credit on that one. But now you got to talk two of the best defenses in the country too.
Yeah, you're right on that, Coach. I mean, like I said, when you look at Georgia's defense, our DBs, I think you look at our defensive backs and you go, okay, these guys can really hunt the ball. Safeties as well. We fly to the ball. We're there. We cover pretty good. There's some times where you just kind of look as any program and you go, we forget these are young athletes. These are kids, they're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. We forget that. We act like
some of them are 25 now.
Yeah, some of them are a little. It happens, COVID year and etc. But at the end of the day, I think that Georgia, we have them beat. We got them beat on the DBs. I think if we can just get a little bit of pressure on Milroe, we got them there. Defensive line has only been getting better and better. We're hungry, we're fast, we're physical. Great. Now on the other side of the ball in Alabama, I think what we have to do, our offensive line is going to set the tone. If we protect back, we're going to do great. Now, Alabama's linebackers and defensive ends, man, I tell you what, Dallas Turner and the other side of the ball, those guys fly. Those guys remind me so much of like a Micah Parsons, just big, physical, quick guys that shed through those blocks and that line. So it's going to be really important for Georgia's offensive line to protect that QB today, slow them down on the pressures. I think if we can do that, we have successful control running the ball with Kendall Milton getting healthy and showing why he was such a highly recruited back, running back there. I think we got it, Coach. I really think we can break this curse here, take the next step of being, the elite and everybody else is underneath us. So,
all right. Before I go to my next question for you, we got some comments. My good friend Kevin Brown says, I'm looking good. Kevin, I don't know what you're watching, but you're enjoying the show. I love it. And of course,
that's right.
My brother from another mother. Good morning, Big.
Yeah, Lawrence. Love you, Lawrence.
And he wants to know, it's been 10 minutes. You haven't mentioned Chase Elliott.
No, I tell you, NASCAR is kind of down. I've missed a couple weeks this past week. Season's over. I've had scheduling issues and Thanksgiving. Lawrence had family and stuff. So we're getting ready to get back after it Wednesday. We got a couple more shows before the season's over. But, talking about the dogs, Chase Elliott's a big Bulldog fan. I'm sure he's at home recovering from shoulder surgery right now, just, having a few cold ones, which if I wasn't at work, I'd be pre-gaming a little bit strong right now myself. But, hey, at the end of the day, man, Chase is coming back. Chase the Bulldog Elliott, he's coming back, baby. So get ready for him. I'm telling you that now.
All right. So let's go to the other side of the ball. That always plays a big factor, injuries. On Georgia, we got Ladd McConkey. We're not sure. It's still questionable. You got Tate Ratledge is probable. Brock Bowers is probable. And on Alabama's side, Jace McClellan. I think he might be definitely out. Ja'Cory Brooks, the wide receiver, and they're going to miss a DB, Earl Little, who's been prominent. So injury analysis is going to be a factor here. And I got to agree with Kirby Smart because this is another point that's got me going. No cuss bucket here. But people saying, oh, he didn't play these guys against Georgia Tech because he thought he was going to blow Georgia Tech. He didn't play these guys because they were hurt.
Right.
Take it from a coach.
Right.
You know what? And they have so much talent that they won the game. Yeah, it was a very great game. It's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
Tech, the new guy at Tech, I can't remember the head coach's name off the top of my head. He's been doing a great job. So he kept them out because he thought he was going to blow Georgia Tech out. People, get a job. Get a real life. Because you don't know what you're talking about. So go ahead. Injury list here. So both teams are going to be missing or could miss some certain key players.
Yeah, that's one thing. I'm gonna give my little dig at some Bama fans out there. I got a few buddies that are Bamers, but that's when they talk about, well, if we would have had Jamison Williams and Devontae Smith when you guys beat us in the national title, we would have won, right? I've heard that for years, man. Look, the big key injury for us, Coach, I mean, is Ladd McConkey. I mean, such a good story. Not a highly recruited kid at all, coming up from that area. I actually have a friend of mine here that's personal friends with the family. He's from that area, a retired school teacher up there. Just an awesome story of a kid that put in the work, grinded it out, and is showcasing his talent. So with him being out, that hurts a little bit. Bowers being back, we all know what Bowers can do. Probable, not guaranteed. But that is a big key right there. You better man up on Brock Bowers. You better make sure you covered him pretty good, because we know what he can do. The big one for me is Ratledge, man. I mean, Tate Ratledge is such an important part of that line. And the injury, man, I tell you, Coach, I really hope we get him back. But to add a few more on the defensive side of the ball there too, we've been without a couple linebackers there for a few weeks, which aren't looking probable today. So, that's going to hurt us. But there again, Alabama, same way we are. You're going to plug the next man in, next man up. The big key for them, that running back and that defensive back, I mean, that's going to hurt. That opens up a couple areas for, I think they have a true freshman coming in to play running back today, at least take some snaps back there. So inexperience in the environment in Atlanta. Know the Dogs are going to turn out big. I just really hope we can get over the hill and bring back that SEC title against the Crimson Tide here today for sure.
It's going to be pretty interesting. Okay, and the last thing I got for you, some intangibles. Okay, intangibles. We're playing in Atlanta, not far from Athens, but it's not too far from Alabama, which people don't realize.
You're right.
Okay. Which team coming into the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, because they don't call it the Mercedes-Benz Dome anymore, okay, which team has the mental edge here? And I would say, though, Athens is a little closer. That might be a home field advantage for the Dogs.
Yeah, definitely home field, I would say, if you play anybody other than Saban and Bama. I mean, let's be honest. Stats don't lie, Coach. We know data doesn't lie. 0-3 all time in those games. This is something that this team right here can cement and do to have their own legacy, is knocking Bama off, getting that SEC title against Alabama. That's something that some of the better Georgia teams that we've seen in the past few years hadn't been able to do. So I think this is it. This is circled up. The coaches coach the kids up good for this game. They're each going to come in with an awesome game plan. I definitely think it's going to be close to 50-50. I'll say the Dogs turn out a little stronger just because it is a little bit closer to Athens. But at the end of the day, we know Alabama's fan base is diehard as well. So I'm looking forward to a good game. I'm hoping the Dogs get out early, Coach. Score prediction, I'm going to go we'll go 38-24 Dogs all day, baby.
38-24 Dogs. Okay, your buddy, your mother from another brother, Lawrence Bennett, has him 38-17. And I'm going to blow you out of the water on this one. I'm going to go Dogs 41, Bama 34. Okay. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think you got so much talent on both sides of the ball, and I just think it's going to be a high-scoring game. And I love high-scoring games, but 41-34, I think Georgia will cover the 4.5 points, but I just think it's going to be high-scoring.
Yeah, I definitely agree, Coach. I don't think it's going to be defensive-minded in any aspect of a low-scoring championship. I think it's going to be back and forth. Might even come down to who has the last possession. We'll see what happens. I'm hoping it doesn't. I'm hoping the Dogs come out and keep about 14 on them all game, all 4 quarters, and relish in the moment. But we'll see. We'll see what goes down. But I'm going to be pulling for them hard. That's for sure.
Hey, always appreciate it. Enjoy listening and watching you on Wednesday nights. I'm not really, I know that cars make a lot of left turns, and I grew up on a dirt track where I grew up in Long Island, New York. So it's part of me. I always went for the demolition derbies, which we don't do anymore. I mean, everything's got to be politically correct. Someone's going to get hurt. They didn't get hurt way back when it was all metal and the seatbelts weren't 100% either. So that's right. But anyway, great job. Enjoy it. Remember, Rubbin and Grubbin every Wednesday night, 6 to 7 o'clock, or however long Brandan can keep it going. I know he wants you to do an hour. He wants me to do 2 hours, but it's getting tougher and tougher. But anyway, enjoy it. Enjoy the game. You're going to be down here to watch it today, or are you going to
No, I'm at work until about 5 today, Coach. So I gotta peep up and keep it going. Hopefully, if I can get somebody to come in and cover, I get off before the start of the game, but probably more than likely 5. But I'll be playing catch up. You can guarantee that. And hey, like I said, John Henderson's coach's corner, man. They just threw up that big G on the roof. Him and Sean Herb, one of the 19th hole members, put it up there. So if you're looking for a good time on game day, man, doesn't matter what championship game it is, make sure you go check out Coach's Corner for sure. And as always, Coach, thank you for everything you do with the Cooler Full of Joys when you have time to go up there. I greatly appreciate that. And till next time, hey, go Dogs. Ho, 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 ho.
You got it. I'll talk to you, Brandon. He's a great guy. You got to watch the show. Go to YouTube and, type in Rubbin and Grubbin, no G's, Rubbin and Grubbin, just like I would say it, leave the G out, and you're going to see a guy that really knows his stuff. And I'm telling you, he sits up here on the Soundgarden stage without notes, and he can rattle his stuff off. I got my notes because there's so much. I also spent about 3-4 hours the night before, and I don't want to leave anything out. But anyway, Georgia, Alabama, he has them 38-17. Let's go back to my my comments here. Sorry, Lawrence has him 38-17. And Brandon had him 34-17. Okay, I'm going 41-34. Okay, so you want to make a comment, give me your prediction, let me know. But once again, 4 o'clock, get here early because it's going to be a packed house. I don't know if you're going to find a seat you want. And, there's a lot of covering here. So if you're out in the back in the Soundgarden, okay, there's a lot of covering. There are a lot of TVs inside. We know there's a gazillion TVs, okay, and you can check it out. All right. I mean, this is going fast. I can't believe, Lawrence, I'm an hour and 20 into the show. I thought I just started. But anyway, once again, we're going to the fifth quarter. That's right. We're going to the fifth quarter. We're going to be talking Karl's Corner, my editorial, okay, of something that has to do with sports. And I'm going to show you my 4 videos, not 3 videos out the door. I'm going to show you my 4 videos out the door that I saw the last couple of days that I think people need to know. And then, of course, they're a little closer to home. It's about Savannah sports. Stay tuned. You're watching the Karl DeMasi Sports Report right here on the Coach's Corner Sports Network. Be back in about 3.5 minutes, people.
Hey, sports fans, looking for the ultimate sports and entertainment destination in Savannah, Georgia? Look no further than Coach's Corner. At Coach's Corner, you'll find everything you need for a great time, including TVs everywhere so you can catch all the latest sporting events, an outdoor seating area perfect for enjoying a drink or a meal on a warm day, a wide array of drink options from beers to cocktails, a comprehensive sports schedule so you can cheer on your favorite teams year-round, prompt service even when it's crowded, a fun and lively atmosphere perfect for letting loose with your friends, and of course, delicious food, from famous chicken wings, hamburgers, to delectable calzones and pizzas. Coach's Corner menu is sure to satisfy your cravings. In addition to all this, Coach's Corner also features an upgraded sound garden, now with more seats, more bars, and an upgraded sound system. It's the perfect spot for hundreds of fans to gather and enjoy the latest local bands, tribute acts, and rising stars. So what are you waiting for? Join us at Coach's Corner for the ultimate sports, music, and culinary experience. Coach's Corner can't wait to see you soon. Remember, Coach's Corner is located at 3016 Victory Drive, right in Thunderbolt, Georgia, and on the World Wide Web at coaches.net. Remember, Coach's Corner, where every day is game
At
day.
Calvary Day School, we want our students to be fully equipped and on the cutting edge of academics, making a difference in our world. Your child will grow academically, physically, socially, and spiritually. At Calvary, it is so good to say we are one school with one mission and one vision: faith, academics, excellence, and building champions through Christ. Calvary Day School, we consider it a privilege to meet with your family personally. Call Philip Lee, Director of Admissions, at 351-2299. That's 351-2299.
For over half a century, when it comes to uniforms, sporting goods, or trophies, Thompson's got you covered. From cleats to caps and best prices on the biggest brands, Under Armour, Adidas, and more. From baseball to soccer, volleyball to softball, and yes, football too. Every season starts at Thompson Sports Shop. From cutting and equipped at Thompson Sports Shop's new location, 6606 Abercorn Street, Suite 102 in Savannah. Open Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and seasonal on Saturdays. At locally owned Thompson Sporting Goods and Trophies, come see where everyone is a winner.
Yo, you still want some real New York Italian food? Bada bing, bada boom. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering is open at 7630 Skidaway Road, Tuesday through Saturday from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., serving breakfast and lunch right here in Savannah, Georgia. Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering has been serving the public for over 3 years. Now, if you want Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering goods delivered to your door, go online to SavannahTakeout.com or DoorDash.com, or just pick up the phone and call 912-354-2914. That's right, 912-354-2914. Kabish, and remember, we ain't New York style. We are New York at Rocky's New York Deli and Italian Catering.
Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic. Your back hurts, another body part hurts all the time. It makes you mad. The pain drives you crazy. You just want to pick something up and throw it across the room. If you can, at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic, you get complete chiropractic care and pain relief to help you move better, have a less painful life, and of course, achieve a healthier lifestyle. The Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic is now located at 2 locations in Savannah, Georgia, at 329 Eisenhower Drive and in Pooler at 114 Canal Street, Suite 603. So visit Dr. Bart Wetherington at the Wetherington Chiropractic Clinic for all your chiropractic needs.
And welcome back to the Karl DeMasi Sports Report, because it's all part of the Coach's Corner Sports Network. That's right. I'm the coach, Karl DeMasi, and this is my show. Been doing this for a long time, and it's the end of the season for football kids and football players. We're going to the championship games, but I'll get into my editorial in a second. But I think most of my videos today, because I start the show with 3 steps in the door, which I really didn't finish again today because I write too much. So I got to reorganize my schedule and my time slots and how I do this. But it's all about football, these videos. Usually I do three videos at the door. I'm doing 4 today. It's just a heartbreaker to watch some of the guys finish their season, and one group will have another game next week. But, what this kid has meant to Calvary Day School since his freshman year, going to Tennessee, this last touchdown run of his career was the epitome of what Jake Merklinger meant to Calvary Day School. Check it out. One, 2, 3, 4, 5 come in, but he still gets it made the game a 1-score game. That kid's going to be missed. Just a great touchdown run right there for Jake Merklinger. Jed May, whoever he may be, is the owner of that video. But it's just something special. Just something special to watch Jake Merklinger, Luke Cromenhawk. Like I said, I'll get to my editorial in a second. All right. Local kid. Started at BC. Finished at Islands High School. Is now at Florida State. Okay. All ACC first-team linebacker, Kalen DeLoach. They needed a big win against they had a big win against Florida State. Quarterback's out. But he came up with another big interception. I'm talking about Kalen DeLoach from the 912. What's special about this, he didn't know what to do with the football. What was he going to do with that football? Well, why not give it to his father, Robert DeLoach, who's well known in Savannah, Georgia, for what he does at the factory, the weight training, physical training center for a lot of our young football players. This is special. Video number 3.
Really, right after I got off the bench, I'm trying to find out what I'm going to do with it, and then I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, let me go get this to my pops. Okay. So I just ran over there and gave it to him because the last time I caught one, he didn't get to keep it. So this one, we got to keep this one. We ain't going to tell nobody, though.
Just a great kid, great family. Taylor DeLoach's older sister, OSU, Ohio State, all-world track. His younger brother now transferred from Virginia Commonwealth
to Georgia. He's playing basketball for Georgia. They were all three were at, and probably the mother was there too, and the sister were at the Florida State Georgia ACC SEC basketball game challenge the other night. They were on TV a lot. Check it out. So what a gesture from Caitlin Deloach to give to his pops. Always a class act. Love coaching that kid. Played for me basketball. I wasn't coaching football at Islands at that time, but he played for me in basketball. You know he's a special athlete, just like his sister and his younger brother. All right, last night, I started with Calvary and how Jake Merklinger tried to put that team on his back to win. Well, last night, there's no greater feeling. Hasn't happened since 2011. Savannah Christian is back in the state championship. And celebrations, that's what it's all about when you win a big game. And here's the celebration from Devin Knight, the Savannah Christian Preparatory School sports communication director. Just a great post game to watch. Baker Woodward gets wet. And it's not from his bass fishing. There's nothing like a post-game celebration. Nobody expected to get here. People were hoping it would be a Calvary Savannah Christian State Championship game. Not going to happen. But you know what? We'll have one team playing for a state championship left. Because, Bethesda won it a couple of weeks ago. And we're talking about the Savannah Christian Raiders. You got to love it. And they're all in white. The true Savannah Christian uniform right there. Ron Emerson played for Savannah Christian. He can show you an old picture of him in his Savannah Christian all-white uniform. Just special for the Raiders over there on Chatham Parkway going to the state championship. Okay, Carl's Corner. This is how I got involved in the radio. It started way back in 2004 or 2003. Brian Mudd, Bill Edwards on Savannah Talk News Radio invited me on every Friday morning to give them a high school update. Only 5-minute stint, but this is what got me into the radio and into the internet scene. Fast talking Italian, I bumble and stumble. I know I say a lot because I hear from people. I don't know why people have to do it, but they do it. You know what I mean? Coach, you say a lot? Hey, this is fun. I'm a novice. I'm not a professional on-air personality. I do it for fun. I do it to give kids a lot of recognition, and this is my editorial. So I love it. I love what I'm doing. I enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. It's giving more kids more recognition, okay? And that's what it's about. And I recognize everybody: football, basketball, baseball, golf, volleyball. But that's the thing. Like I tell you every show or every now and then, the local media can only do so much. So whatever I can throw in there, I can throw in there. PrepSportsReport.com, people. Check it out. I've been doing that since the year 2000. I started that magazine, and now it's, an internet website. I got a lot of people that help, a lot of people that do great jobs. Nathan Dominance, Stephen Weeks, Jeff Boltler, throw me articles to put up there. It's tough. It's a lot of work, but I do it because I love doing it for the kids, and that's why I do it. So, you know what, people? I'm going to make mistakes. You can say whatever you want to say. You know what? But I'm doing it for the kids, and that's what it's all about. So it doesn't bother me. And people will say, well, you're talking about it. I'm talking about it because I want to promote the Karl DeMasi Sports Report and the Prep Sports Report. That's what it's all about. Getting the news out about these kids. And just to end this on this note, Jake Merklinger, Luke Cromenhawk, Bryce Baker, and all those seniors from both teams, Caden Arnold, Michael Smith, their season's over. For some of them, they're not going to be as lucky as Jake Merklinger, Luke Cromenhawk, Bryce Baker, Michael Smith, going to the next level. That was their last game last night. Football has been a constant in these kids' life since they were a little kid, since they started throwing the football in the backyard with their parent. I said again, or with a family member. Football has taught these kids life lessons, discipline, teamwork, time management, the importance of never giving up. Lessons that will extend beyond the football field, beyond the gridiron, but beyond the saying, the boys are fall. It's something special every November, and it's been a long time. I think about that last high school football game I played. Yeah, I had a shot. I could have went and played club football at Stony Brook University with my uncle, but, with family predicaments, I couldn't do that. But they poured everything into it. They poured their heart and soul to a sport they love. They left it all on the field. And that's what it's all about. It's not just the game of football. It's about the intangibles. Hey, 2 times today I used intangibles. It's about what they get out of it. And you know what? I'm sorry it's over. I'm sorry it's over for those young men, because every November I think about that last game that I played with my buddies at little East Rockaway High School. East Rockaway High School junior, middle school, high school. It was a one school. We had 500 kids in the whole school, 7 through 12. There was only like 300 kids, not even 300 kids. I think there was about 300 kids in the high school. And I'll never forget that game. Something that'll live with me forever. But football taught me a lot. Discipline, teamwork, time management, never give up. I poured my heart and soul in that game since I entered middle school, and it's still part of me now. So to all the seniors out there, last night might have been your last game on high school football, but to the ones that are going on to the next level, which is about 1%, I wish you the best of luck, and I'll follow you to the end. To the guys that was your last game ever, it's not a lifetime sport. You did us proud. You did yourself proud. You did what you had to do. You did it for the love of the game. All right, I got one comment before I wrap it up here. Thank you, Lawrence Bennett. It's always great that I have some people, or I know some people are still watching what I'm doing here. I appreciate you. I appreciate Dennis Kessler, Kevin Brown, whoever's watching. You know what? I enjoy doing it. On that note, Lawrence, 1 hour and 36 minutes, but that's all the coaches got. Don't forget, Coach's Corner today. Championship Saturday. Whoever your team is, they'll put it on a TV. 4 o'clock, you can bet these big babies behind me, 975-inch TVs will be one big screen with the Georgia and the Alabama football game for the SEC championship. Georgia's 0-3 against Alabama in these games. But remember, one year they beat them. Alabama beat them, but who won the national championship? The Georgia Bulldogs. So I'm looking forward to it. Hey, you got wings, you got pizza, you got calzones, you got burgers, you got fries, you got tots, you got hockey sticks, mozzarella sticks. Okay, right here at Coach's Corner. And of course, you have soda, you have water, you have adult beverages. Come and enjoy the game right here at Coach's Corner, because you know what? It's been all food, all fun, all sports, all music since 1991. On that note, whatever you're doing today, tomorrow, hopefully you'll hit it at the park. And until I talk to you next week, remember, may it be your best week ever. God bless to all those people out there. Say a prayer. We need it in this crazy world. I'm out of here. And as I like to say, peace out.